I did my ice bath already.
Okay. When?
You weren't. You were sleeping. Remember when you were sleeping? That time, yeah.
I was here, yoga.
No, you weren't. No, you physically couldn't. Remember?
Didn't you see me in the front?
You
Like doing the bass
physically
player?
couldn't.
Hey, stop flirting.
Okay.
You ready?
Are we ready?
I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. Just start
No, that's
talking.
fine.
Okay, go.
Can everyone hear me if I speak like this? It's actually that stage, so can you ask that DJ to turn it down? Hi, everyone. It's so nice to see. Actually, it's all my friends' faces. Love his face. Thank you, Steve. So I just want to invite you all to just close your eyes for a moment. And as you close your eyes and you tune into the sounds around you, the music around you, perhaps even the vibration coming through your feet or where you're sitting, I want you to connect to your breath and connect to it in a way that it feels good. Find what feels like your rhythm. And as you find this rhythm, find a rhythm that is an equal in-breath and an equal out-breath. And just follow that rhythm naturally, organically, in and out. And allow your breath to draw your awareness more inward. What does it feel like to be drawn more inside your own body? And let your breath feel really good. And now I invite you to find your heartbeat. So wherever you feel like you'd have the strongest pulse, maybe it's by your throat, maybe it's on your wrist, but see if you can find your heartbeat. Maybe you can just feel it beating. And begin to tune into the rhythm of your heartbeats, that pounding of your internal drum. Connect to the beat of your own heart. And as you've connected to your heartbeat, I want you to sync now your breath and your heartbeat together. What would that feel like for your breath and the beating of your heart to be in sync, to be in the same rhythm? How would that feel like in your body right now? And I'm going to leave you here just for a moment to explore, to feel, to tune into your own rhythm, your own body's rhythm. And when you're ready, you can slowly come back to the space and begin to open your eyes. So slowly start coming back to the space around you. feeling your own rhythm with the external environment as you open your eyes. Yeah, and this is a really nice practice to do at any point in the day, whether it's 1 minute, 5 minutes. I like it. I feel like it gets me into the body, into the moment, into the present. And we're talking about intention today, and really intention is bringing more awareness to the present moment, but bringing more awareness through a channeled intention, through a direct path, bringing your awareness into a stream to come into the present moment. If we think of the present moment as the song, as the music, as the symphony, intention is that single note, and it doesn't really matter which note you pick. You can change it up, you can choose a different note, but focusing on that one note allows you to find that rhythm again. And this is what we're doing. The moment is just us coming into rhythm with the now. And the more in rhythm we are in the now, the easier it is to flow and adjust and to then carry our intention forward. So, yeah, what does intention mean? I don't know why I needed to look at my notes for that. I've been contemplating intention for the last couple of weeks, and the word really baffles me because it's not a verb. We have an intention, it's a noun, it's something that we have, and I really struggle to grasp that because I feel like I can't have the intention. It's a process of intentioning, being in the now, in the process of keeping your awareness on something, on a point of singularity. And even the verb intend kind of completely loses the meaning of what it is to have intention. And I think there's beauty in that. I think it's quite a mystical facet of language and trying to capture these more like spiritual concepts. And there's a little bit of, for me, it's a little bit comic, but I think that's what's fun about it. So, yeah, when it comes to intention, I think for me, it seems really simple. I know when we do the yoga, you set your intention. And for me, it always felt like, oh, I think it. I'm just gonna think my intention and boom, we're intentioning. But thoughts aren't intention. You can't think an intention. The being a human, the dynamic that we have to experience our own consciousness is mind and body. And so to truly be intentional is to come into the body. So from what I know, and whatever I say, like take what resonates. I don't know anything. I know what I know what I think. But for me, learning that the body speaks first. The body talks to us first, but the body doesn't use language. So the body speaks and then the mind interprets. And we often start with the interpretation. We often think like, oh, this message is coming from here. But really the mind is just the interpreter. The mind is just the translator. And if there is not a coherent signal, we're not actually getting the coherent message. So for me, I found it kind of to be like a little bit of reverse engineering when it comes to intention, is we are kind of starting with the mind, giving language, but then bringing it into the body. And the process of bringing it into the body that process is yours. Yours. Like there's no single way to do that, and there's no right or wrong way. And because your body is your body, it's learning your signals, it's learning your messages, and all it takes is just to tune in, just like that little practice meditation that we did in the beginning. It's just listening to the body. And once we can begin to quiet the mind a little bit more, we start to realize that the body is loud. The body talks really loudly. We just, in this busy world, in the crazy external environment, there's a lot going on. There's so much stimulus coming from here that we've kind of had to numb a bit of the body sensations, the body messages, but it speaks to us. So I think that if you walk away with anything today, if you don't already like have this landed, the gem is like the body speaks first and then comes into language. When that truly lands, when that truly hits you, you realize like the body is the place to meet yourself first. Even if the head is spinning and crazy sense, like for me, you know, if it's like anxiety, like over the last couple of weeks, I've been like nauseous, just nauseous. And it's all sitting here and it's not a comfortable feeling. And obviously when you have this like going on here, the mind is also, but dropping that awareness, if it's not in the tummy, you drop that flutteriness lower, like it actually feels good. It feels nice there. And this is what I mean when I talk about getting in tune with the body, is learning like, if I have a sensation, can I just be with the sensation? And if I can be with the sensation, can I allow it to move and go somewhere else? And then we start switching on the body. So back to this contemplation of intention and how you can use it to really expand and impact your life. Starting at a place like this, at a festival, holding an intention is not coming from a place of, what do I lack? Because as soon as we are focusing on what we are lacking, we're moving further away from what we actually want. So we need to stop speaking to the experiences we don't want and start speaking to the experiences we do want to feel. If I want to feel happy, I cannot be focused on my feelings of sad. And this is where intention comes in. Remember that reverse engineering. Let's start with the head. Let's put the message in there and bring it down into the body. So for instance, like I love my morning coffee. I love it. And being intentional about that it's part of the exercise. So for me, for instance, if my intention is like, I wanna be happy. Okay, the brain knows it. Brain says I want to be happy, but body's like, what's that? Like right now I'm not feeling it. And it's getting into moving slightly more into that state so you actually begin to feel it. So if we take my morning coffee, you know, I want to be happy is my intention. Where am I sitting on the happiness scale from 1 to 10 right now? Maybe it's a 6. So how then do I allow myself to feel more happiness? How do I shift that scale up a little bit more? And this is intention. Okay, now I'm making my coffee and I'm putting on the kettle, and maybe I put on a song and I can hear the kettle boiling, and I'm doing a little skit in the kitchen. And I'm not doing anything else. My awareness is nowhere except on this process of making coffee. And I make it and I sit on the couch, and before I've even had the first sip, if I'm sitting there and I can smell it, my happiness rating is already moved to probably an 8 at this point, and I haven't had the coffee, which says to me, maybe it's not the coffee that's making me happy. Maybe that's not the thing that actually got me to shift this. So what's happening there then? It's placing your awareness into something and being present in that process, and not giving that substance or that external thing the power of like, you are doing this to me. And yet what it is doing, it's a beautiful and powerful vehicle to help get us there. And if we shift this into things like drugs, enhancing our experiences, it's the same thing. It's not going to get you to happiness, but through the intention of like, I'm going to use this as a vehicle to enhance what I'm already trying to cultivate. So coming back to, what is my intention? What am I feeling? What does happiness feel like in my body? And because the body doesn't use words, I like to not limit myself. You know, it's that same idea of like, I can't name an emotion. If people can't name an emotion, don't name the emotion. Just name the sensation. Maybe it's not a sensation. Maybe it's just maybe that's the feeling. And I've done that. Sometimes like, I don't know the word. And I'm just like, okay, what does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? And that hits me closer to home than trying to find the emotion behind it. Because that's how the body communicates. And we don't need the exact label. We just need to witness and acknowledge what is there. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do here in this human experience. And I keep coming back to this idea, like the outside is noisy. It's so loud. There's so much pressure. There's so much conditioning. There's so much conditioning that we've carried for so long, and nothing on the outside is going to give us what we need to feel the way we want to feel. And only you know what you want to feel. And if you are not feeling that feeling, then what is stopping you? So we come kind of back to this full moment of what is stopping you from being present with what is right now in this symphony of the present moment that is so saturated. The present is so full. It is so full. And yet we do not always have the expanded, if we think of our consciousness as the container, sometimes we don't have the container to hold the full moment, to hold the whole moment. And being present, it's on a spectrum. We're not present or not present. We have these degrees of presence, and you can always become more and more and more and more and more present until literally like you just are, you just is. So coming into this present moment, slipping into the present, we often get to the blocks, the resistance. Let's just take my intention, like I want to be happy, but I'm not happy. What is the block that is keeping me from being happy? And when it comes to not fully being in the present moment, it's either a past suffering, or it's a future worry. We're either living in the future or we're bringing something from the past. And I think this is where we often get stuck, especially when it comes to our past stuff, is when is it time to let go? When is it time to just not feel that way anymore? And when is it time to just feel it all? So there's this weird paradox of you have to feel it, and yet you cannot feel it all the time. If you want to feel happy, you can't feel sad, you know? And if you've had, I like the word suffering rather than trauma, because I feel like I can suffer, I can't trauma. And so when I'm in the suffering, it also feels less like stigmatized. I'm just like, I'm suffering, I'm in the suffering. And then it's a little bit of distance from me and what I'm feeling. But navigating that point of what is it that is actually keeping me from coming into the present moment, because the present moment, you are content, you are liberated, the present moment is not boring. If we're sitting here and we're like, I can't sit still, like my mind's busy, like this isn't interesting me, I'm feeling fidgety, like I'm not really enjoying myself. You're not in the present moment. When you're in the present moment, it's just contentness and liberation. And that's what we want to feel more of, right? And that requires nothing except to just be present. And yet the challenge to get to that state seems sometimes so overwhelming. We meet our shadows, we meet our demons, we meet the parts of ourselves that we're like, I can't actually go through that. But that's the barrier to actually get to the present moment. So in this, I think this is really the crux of like what we struggle with. Like, and I'm trying to think what's the best way to like get through this contradiction, because at the end of the day you have to feel it all. You have to feel the hurt, the pain, the loss, the grief, the sadness, and also the happiness, the joy, the bliss, the euphoria. But it's usually the former that we get stuck on. And we get so enveloped and wrapped up, and we're like, I actually can't let this go. Like, I can't let it go. It's too entwined with my identity. It's too entwined with the story and the narrative and what I believe of myself, that we just hold it for way longer than we need to. And when I tell you that even your most traumatic experiences, like, you can let it go like that. But the time it takes you, the steps you need, the healing journey to get to the point where you are finally able to say, I can let this go, is up to you. So back to intention. What is it that you want to experience in this life? And are you experiencing it? If you say, I want to experience happiness, and you're not experiencing happiness, what is holding you back? What is holding you back? So it's not about unboxing all the traumas and dealing with every single thing that's happened to you. It's that one thing right now in the present moment. When I feel in my body like I want to be happy, but I'm not happy, what is holding me back right now? And maybe that comes with a story, and maybe that comes with a whole other bunch of stories. And can you bring the mind back and focus into the body? Breathe into the body. The breath is one of the, if not, I would say, the most powerful resource you have to just shift, move. To move, like from nausea to, like, you know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like move the sensations in your body. You realize something doesn't feel good here, but it feels good somewhere else. And it's play. Like that's the playful element of being human, is like we are not rigid. We're not so stiff and stuck. Like literally everything is malleable. And the more we allow ourselves to be malleable, the more we become malleable. And once you develop like that flexibility in your life, you're in the moment. Like that's the transientness of the moment, is to just flow and bend and weave. So I want to encourage you. I think I've spoken for a long time. I just want to close with okay. I just want to encourage you, if you did yoga and maybe you had an intention, or if you have a different intention now, that's also beautiful. But I would like you to close your eyes. And first, in the mind, come up with an intention in the present moment. I am happy, or I release And once you have your intention, I want you to, using your breath, breathe it down into your heart. What does it feel like to move your breath and your awareness, your consciousness, into your heart space? And what does it feel like or look like to see, feel, experience your intention sitting in your heart right now, in this moment. And with your breath or movement or even sound, what would it feel like to expand the sensation of your intention being in your heart? Can you breathe it outwards? Maybe it feels a little fuzzy or warm. Whatever the sensation you're feeling, can you expand it even more? Maybe you even go beyond your body. Can you experience and feel this sensation beyond the body, enveloping your heart space, enveloping your chest? And now with your breath, I want you to breathe that up into the head. How can you allow that sensation to fill your head? How does your intention now sit in your head? And maybe something's changed, and that's perfect. Maybe it's the same, and that's perfect too. But what is the sensation if you bring that intention and your full awareness into your head? And with a deep breath, I want you to bring it back into the heart. Drop it into the heart. Feel and notice in your body what has changed. And with your next breath, I want you to drop it even lower. Can you bring it into the belly? Can you move it down using just your awareness? What does it feel like when it's in your belly? What does it look like? What is the experience that you're feeling right now in the belly? And with your next breath, I want you to drop it even lower. What is the deepest part of your being that you can breathe this intention into? Maybe you feel your whole pelvic bowl in the hips. Maybe it wants to move. Allow it the freedom to move and shift and feel however it wants to feel. And add a little bit of fire to it. The pelvic bowl is where we stoke our flame. As you breathe, can you breathe more aliveness into this intention? Can you fan the fire of this intention in the deepest part of you, in the deepest part of your being right now? Maybe it wants to go to the back, around the tailbone, around the hips, and just let it move. Trust that your body knows exactly how to heal itself. If you just get out of the way and let it move where it wants to move. And with this next breath, I want you to breathe up that intention, that fire that you flamed back into the heart, where you can let it sit, let it rest. And in your own time, when you're ready, when it feels good and right, with a gentle smile on your face, you can slowly begin to open your eyes and come back to this beautiful space around you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me.
fall straight into Haley.